Hi, let's talk about consciousness, being conscious, and navigating relationships. And that's something that the mind wants to understand or have control over. Like, okay, I am trying to be more conscious and everything. How do I do that in relationships? And I would say that out of your own presence and out of your own state of consciousness, you will just navigate the relationships as it comes. Because if you ask or if you look at it from the inquiry, you go, well, I'm not the person, I am not the one thinking these thoughts, I'm not the body either, but when I am talking with people or when I'm having a conversation or being in the situation, I fall back into the person, or I fall back into being fully not conscious of the fact that I am not this person. And then my question would be, how would you do a relationship without the person? The consciousness is not the one having the relationship. The relationships are between the persons. And then out of your let go and out of your own presence and that state of emptiness, you can allow the relationships to be whatever they want to be. If you do it from a personal point, you want the relationship to be a certain way. You want something out of it. Or maybe you want something for other people so they like you. But what does it mean to be conscious in a relationship is just being fulfilled in your own self. Because you know that you are none of it. And then you can let it play as anything else. You can let it play as just another thing happening. So then you don't need to be the one who navigates and works out the relationship or knows what's best. You don't need to know what's best. You just need to pay attention. Just be there, be attentive, and then let things happen. And then you will see so many different scenarios and so many different layers or levels of relationships start to happen. Because you are completely stable within yourself. You know you can set boundaries. There's nothing wrong with those. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm empty, I let this person beat me up. Oh, I need a home. No, you can fight them back. The relationships can happen out of this presence. Not out of your idea of how you navigate it as the presence. If a thought comes up on how am I supposed to have a relationship as a consciousness, that's just the mind asking, because the mind has the identity with I am the consciousness. I am the observer, how am I gonna do this? I am the consciousness, I'm struggling. I am the you get it. You will find that it is way more loving, way more peaceful, and actually transforms other people when you act out of this nothingness. When you are just letting things be the way they are. Because many times we feed things in other people, and other times we don't create a certain energy which could help some people. So let's say someone is very angry or has something which triggers us. Then out of our emptiness we see that it triggers us and it's let go. Then the person just expels this energy which would be normally triggering into the air and nothing comes back. Maybe they're used to getting someone angry. Maybe it feeds something in them. Then if you don't feed it, maybe you've fed it for a long time, then it just dissipates. It helps you, it helps them. What did you do? Nothing. How did you have to navigate that? You didn't. You just had to let go of it. You just had to stay empty and do whatever is needed and whatever comes up. Because you are no longer the problem. So if you are no longer the problem, that's the best point at which you will have the most beautiful relationships. When you are no longer the issue. Or maybe other way around, something that could very much help someone else Out of your own nothingness, you see that this person is very unconfident, they are very something, and then out of your own compassion, you just act out something that, on the other hand, dissolves their own unconfidence, because they feel like they are less. If you would take yourself as the person, someone who takes themselves as less and really tries to go out of their way to do things for you because they base their value on your opinion, as the ego, you're like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna exploit that. Unconsciously, you don't even think it, you just exploit it. And then you can break a whole cycle in them, because they've been doing this ever since they've been young, because that's how they've been conditioned. So then someone who has been unconfident the whole life, or a people pleaser, you can just show them out of not feeding into it, because everyone else feeds into it. If there is someone who ever was or is a people pleaser, they will know that people stomp on them, that people exploit them for it. It just creates this in others. Not everyone, but it is a state which then feeds another state. If you are stateless, mentally stateless, not like completely, but you have no mental state, or if you do, then it's not something that you take yourself to be, so it's flexible. Then you have so much power. And then your mind says, oh, how am I gonna navigate that? How do I control it? Oof, I don't know, I'm struggling with it. Don't. That's just another thought. Just stay as the self, stay empty, attentive, and let things happen as they happen, and they will happen in such a way that you could never imagine before. And when they happen, it will not even be like, wow, I did so good. No, you didn't do anything. You let go of yourself, so there is no thinking about, oh, yeah, I did really good, or I did so bad, I should have said this, and there's no doubt, there's no praise. It's just like, good. It's just good. But there's no one doing the good. It's just very nice. Relationships are so dynamic. There is so many different kinds of relationships. When you look at them with people, you go, wow, you know? No matter the role that people play, like mother, son, father, daughter, siblings, husband, wife, friends, enemies, whatever, there is not one that would be like exactly the same. Relationships are so individual. So then why would you not let that play out too? Same as your own person, which is also individual. Just allow that to play. You don't need to live it, navigate it. There's no one to live consciousness. There's no one to live being the consciousness, because that's not someone. Thank you.